Katha, What's Your Story? A storytelling event by Sugar Mediaz.
So I learned how to swim when I was very young. I must have been 6 years old. And I learned how to swim in an Olympic-sized pool at Asiad Club in Delhi. And every day we would go to the deepest end of the pool, to the highest diving board, and jump to the bottom of the pool, touch the bottom and come right up. So swimming became like second nature to me. But one fine day, just for fun, I got an idea. My brother had come along for a swim with me, and I thought, let me take this opportunity to give him the fright of his life and pretend to drown. So I don't think I thought this through. I didn't think of the consequences. I just went for it. And suddenly I realized it's not just my brother looking at me, it's everyone. And my skin was prickling with all of that unwanted attention. And then the lifeguard jumps in to save me. At this point, I tell myself, okay, Rupangi, I think just go with it. And my 6-year-old self pretends to drown. And we go back home later that day. And my brother tells my parents, he launches into a story and tells my parents that, Rupangi almost drowned today. And I, quietly go into a corner and just pretend to not have heard anything. Don't agree, don't disagree. But also do not admit at any cost that this was all a prank. So there's this weightlessness that you feel when you're swimming. And, I think that is my taste of freedom. That is how I define freedom. And even for a little bit of that taste, when I was growing up in my teens, traveling with my friends, I would find any excuse to jump into a water body. And mind you, these are wild water bodies, right? So I have swum with buffaloes at the shore, with tall grass in the water, with silts of mud where I'm getting stuck in the silts of mud and maybe not able to swim at that moment, but you learn to struggle and move with the kind of water body that it is. And quickly I realized that this is a craze. This is my new passion. I like to explore wild water bodies. So a few years ago, when I had gone with my friends for a New Year's trip to Karjat, and we had private access to the river, I think it was a knee-jerk reaction to just go and jump into the water. I didn't think twice, as usual. I didn't think at all. There was nobody around. I just jumped into the river. This time, however, the stakes were different. They were much higher. And suddenly I'm feeling the current just sweep me along in a rush. So, the rivulets, the rush of the water just sweeping me along. And I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I'm scared. I'm panicking. But of course, I'm confident. Somehow, the confidence of having swum in wild water bodies before prevails. And a tiny voice in my mind is telling me at this moment that you shouldn't struggle. Maybe it was the survival instinct kicking in at that time. Don't struggle. Just move your body along slowly, gently to the shore. But don't struggle, whatever you do. So in that panicked mode, I'm just moving my body gently towards the shore and not thinking at all, right? Just moving. Luckily, and this is providence maybe, 2 guys out of the group came out of nowhere, saw me and fished me out. Now, you would have thought I would have yelled for help, right? But I didn't. I was, I think, maybe too panicked, or in that tiny voice in my head had told me to stay in control. So somehow I managed to keep my confidence. And I didn't yell out to them, but they registered a look of fear in my eyes and they came to get me. Later that night, we walked alongside the river. It was a very beautiful night. Full moon night, the water is shimmering. And that's when I really realized what had happened in the morning. Because that patch of river, which I had been swept across, shortly after that broadened and swelled and broke into a very deep waterfall. That would have been a very nasty fall. And I think it would have happened in a matter of a few minutes. I would have been swept across and that's it. Right? But luckily, those two guys came out of nowhere and fished me out. So I'm here to tell the tale. But this, however, did not stop me at all. And in the next few days, we kayaked together, of course, the rougher parts of the river. This time, at least, I had everybody with me. So it was slightly less dangerous. I think in life, living, an irresponsibly responsible life is an adventure. Living life and engaging with it fully on your own terms. There'll be bad moments, there'll be good moments, there'll be in-between moments. But no matter the good moments, the bad moments, the in-between moments, you just do what you gotta do. You just do what you love. And it's a thrill to live life like that. So nowadays, I do swim, but in a much less dangerous situation in my society's clubhouse pool. But I still get a very deep thrill floating on my back, staring at the star-studded sky above with the Orion's belt and gazing at it.
Katha, What's Your Story? A storytelling event by Sugar Mediaz.